Hey guys, I just want to say thanks for joining me. We got some biblical wisdom for you today, some divine wisdom. Um, James chapter 1 says that if we need wisdom, we just need to ask Him for it. And there's a lot of it that God gives us here in the Bible. And so just want to encourage you to go ahead and open up and dig in like we are today. We're digging into the book of Proverbs, which is the book of wisdom. So, in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 11, God has a very important thing to tell us. Verse 11, the Lord demands accurate scales and balances. He sets the standards for fairness. Okay, there's a lot here. Simply put, we get this idea of wanting balanced scales. The idea that a scale is really going to weigh accurately is helpful. Back in the old days when you had money coming from different kingdoms, the coin of one kingdom was worth more or less than another kingdom based obviously on what precious metal it was made out of, whether it was gold or silver or something different. And then, of course, how much it weighed. So they would have these scales set up, and they would put things in it, and they'd say, okay, this is how much this coin weighs, and so it's worth so much, and they would be able to exchange goods and money based on that. We get that. That's something we all want. We want to be treated fairly in our transactions. But here's where we start getting things screwy, especially in these days. We have this idea that we are the best judges of what is fair. And that's not true. Just like it says in verse 11. Second half of it says, He sets the standards for fairness. God is the judge of what's good, of what's true, of what's fair, of what's just. And this is a concept that we just don't really like. We want to be able to determine what's right. We want to be able to determine what's wrong. This is what our culture throws at us nonstop. I mean, it just keeps coming. It's you do you. It's, oh, this is good for you, but it's not so good for me. Or you let me live my life. You can't judge me. Things like that, guys. This is what our culture just absolutely thrives for. If there's an unforgivable sin, according to the American culture, it's this idea that you can judge another person. And while there's some truth in that, like other things, we take a kernel of truth and we just run it into the ground. It's like we figure if we take this giant hydraulic hammer and we pound that thing into the ground, it's going to grow up into a plant. And this is our sense of right, our sense of justice. And just simply put, we're all twisted. We don't get it right. We have morals that change. I'm not the same person I was when I was 10 or 20 or 30 or even 40. And here I am at 43. I've changed since 40 and 43. And honestly, depending on the kind of day I'm having, what I think as fair in the morning may not be what I think is fair in the afternoon. And if we're truthful, we can pretty much nail it down to, does this serve me or not? If it serves me, then it's fair. If it doesn't serve me, if it goes against me, well, then it's not fair. We're selfish. I know. It's a great revelation, isn't it? Makes us think, though, that maybe we're not the best judges of what's right, of what's true, of what's good, of what's just. So, let's leave that to God. How about it, huh? Let's leave it to God, because He does not change. He is the same today as He was 10,000 years ago. And He's the same 10,000 years ago as He will be 10 trillion millennia from now. He does not change. He made it all. It's His world. And just like you'd expect to be able to go over to someone's house and play with their toys, you'd have to pretty much abide by their rules. It's the same thing. God made everything. He is perfect. Let's let Him set the standards, huh? I think that would serve us a lot better. That's all I got for you guys. I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.